Devil never gonna hold me close. You could put that on the Holy Ghost. I'm a night owl like.
What's going on, everybody? Sorry, I was trying to retweet the thing from our account, the 10K Bets account, and caught me off guard. That song's fire. I forgot about that song. That song's fire.
Good one.
It was. We were loading up and it was silent. I'm like, God, we need to hear that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shout out. Who found that guy? Marlo? Back in the day?
He finds everything.
Likely.
Yeah. Good for Marlo. Well, hey everybody, welcome to 10K Bets Live. Happy Thursday. We got Sammy Stats and tired, sleepy Cam over here tonight. How we doing, boys?
Trying to wake up. I almost fell asleep right before. I almost missed the episode.
Mm-hmm.
But unlike MILF Mike, I'm dedicated to the brand and powered through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, doing well. Sports are pretty much all in session right now for the most part. So, yeah, no complaints. So it's an awesome time to be a sports fan. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like overwhelming at times. Like there's almost a little too much.
Yeah, no, I know. I wish it was a steady kind of thing where you didn't have like a little bit of nothing and then a lot of bit of everything. But, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's great. Like in the summer, we're like, man, love the Pirates tonight. And then like you guys will be like, let's find the goofiest named UFC guys so we can get Renzen on the action. Korean Ninja. What was that guy? Korean Zombie.
Korean Zombie. Huge UFC card this weekend, by the way.
Really? Okay. Well, we'll get into all that.
Yeah, we will.
That is funny though. Like in the summer, you're just like, God, I really can't wait to watch fucking Devin Smeltzer pitch.
Yeah.
It's the only thing going on.
I'm waiting all day to see this guy throw.
Yeah. And now this time of year, you're like, do I bet back? You can't watch it all. Like it's impossible. You can't keep track of it all. It's impossible.
Ever since, I mean, we'll get into it later at the end, but ever since college basketball started, it's the only sport I have bet on.
Yeah.
I'm not betting on anything else.
But don't you miss like football sometimes? Like a little bit?
Oh, I do. But I got like pick'ems and fantasy and stuff. So
yeah, that's a good point.
Also, I was getting fucking murdered. So I was like, yeah, bye.
Yeah, I've been getting murdered all football season. It's been horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, Tulane crushed me the other weekend.
Liberty.
Yeah, I'm going to be all in on them. Going to have to be. Saving grace.
Let's actually, that's probably not planned, but let's start there because I don't know if we've talked that. Because last year you fell in love with Tulane and out of nowhere they made it to the fucking Cotton Bowl.
Yeah.
And then this year, not even planned, I fall in love with Liberty and they get the G5 bid and they're going to the Fiesta Bowl to play Oregon. That's fucking awesome.
It's crazy. It's great how we like one of us picked those teams. And what even crazier, like there was a chance, like I don't know if it could have worked out, but like what if Tulane, like because everyone was saying if they would have won that game, their conference championship game, like they would have won. They probably would have been in a New Year's Six Bowl.
They would have, but that's why, like in our group chat, I was rooting so hard for SMU and for Tulane to lose at your expense, because if Tulane goes, Liberty doesn't. There's only one G5 normally.
That's a really good point.
So that's why I was like, I need SMU to win. That way I could actually see Liberty in a G5 or in a New Year's Six Bowl, and they fucking did.
Yeah. Oh, and it's awesome. Like last year with Tulane, this year with Liberty. Like I love it when they show the graphics with all those games, and you're like all those fucking big programs, and you're like, who's the Eagle? Like the Eagle. And it's Liberty. It's awesome.
I thought this was going to be like the most Cam thing ever for myself. I was going to have the worst luck ever because in a Conference USA Championship game, we almost lost to the fucking Fighting Jerry Kills. I would have been so pissed if Jerry Kill would have ruined my chance at a New Year's Six Bowl.
Yeah, that would have been very sad.
It worked out. Jamie Chadwell just won Best G5 Coach of the Year, which is not a debate. He's fucking awesome. Tulane just lost their head coach.
Yeah, I was going to say, enjoy while you can. Willie Fritz, if I would have fucking known that, I would have bet so much money on that game. Because
where'd he go?
Houston, which is crazy. It's like not
the conference team. No, they're Big 12.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, they're obviously a bigger program, but like, it's not a huge step up.
No, from the year they've been having.
Well, put it
last
fucking bad. But put it this way, like Houston was in the same conference as Tulane. They're 1 year removed, but I think anytime you can jump up to the Big 12, it's kind of
you're gonna do it.
It is, and I'm sure he got paid. I'm sure he's getting paid a lot more. I don't know what he's getting paid, but like it's still like it wasn't. I mean, the body wasn't even cold yet. I mean, it was like 8 hours later. I was on Twitter and like Fritz is gone. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and like no one knew. Like Tulane Twitter was pissed. Like they were pissed, and like no one knew about him. I'm like, what a slimy little shit. Like if I would have known, because he obviously didn't give a fuck about that game. He's probably just cashed his first check from Houston at midnight. I mean, fuck yourself, really, Fritz.
I don't think Jamie Chadwell is going to leave. It's his first year at Liberty, which is also wildly impressive. And Caden Salter should be back too. Caden Salter's fucking sick. So if Caden doesn't transfer, which I don't think he will, I think Chadwell would be kind of dumb to not come back because they have a chance to make the college football playoff next year. Because it's 12 teams.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then after that, Chadwell should probably go to a Power 5 school because he's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you can't. And even Willie Fritz, I mean, eventually, I mean, if you have a few good seasons, like, you got to. But like I said, I would have been more interested. Like, if you would have went to, like, Minnesota, like a Big Ten school, like, that's sick. Like, pretty big step up, probably a big contract.
I mean, he went to a Big 12 school, technically.
Houston, Big 12's, I mean, they're okay. I mean, it's a big
conference,
but
Big 12 is a fantastic basketball conference. Football, it's. I mean,
they have their moments.
And they're losing Texas. It's Texas and SEC now next year,
which is gonna be sick.
Oh yeah,
no, it's not.
Yeah, it will be. It will be sick.
I do like all like the conference realignments are okay. It is what it is. I do wish Texas was staying in the Big 12 though.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all gonna be goofy for a few years until they figure it out. I think they're gonna have to start like the Big Ten, like they like camp, but it's like you got to kick someone out. Like you can't have the Maryland, even like Minnesota's like borderline. Like we're not like the big sports, the money makers. We're not real good at any of them. Like hockey, but like that's not like a huge like you don't get like the giant TV deals like you do for like football, especially, and then like secondary like basketball, like. Those are obviously the big ones, but
great swim team.
Yeah,
and you have season tickets, Sammy?
Yeah, I haven't missed a swim meet since 2013.
Nice, sweating bets at the swim meet. Love it.
That's awesome.
That's one sport I actually have never seen a bet on swimming. I don't know if
there's got to be like in the
with swimming. Like not even Olympics.
There's got to be like the Olympics are coming up this summer.
Yeah.
I would imagine
there's got to be somewhere, but it's like over under this guy.
Can't you bet like money line someone to win a race?
Probably. Yeah, I'm sure you could. But I've never seen it, and that's
it sounds horrendous. But to our point at the beginning, next summer we're saved a little bit for at least like 12 days or however long the Olympics are.
That'll be
we get to bet on that.
That's a good point.
I'm betting on ping pong for sure.
Yep. Badminton, archery,
fucking water polo.
Water polo. Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the underwater like the cameras under there? They're fucking ferocious.
Mm-hmm.
They're like people. They're taking people's swimsuits off. It's
them treading water looks impossible. For like minutes at a time, just treading, moving. God, water polo is awesome.
Yeah, I can barely float, so I don't. I mean, it's very impressive. But aren't they adding a bunch of sports to the Olympics? Like some silly ones, like some really silly ones. Like,
let me look it up.
Like I thought, like skateboarding was in the Olympics now. Like,
which
is kind of sick, but like, can I bet on that? Like, how do you? What was that, Cam?
Breakdancing? Are you joking?
Yeah, like I said, I've heard there's like some really silly ones.
That I don't love.
They're adding breakdancing, skateboarding, climbing, and surfing.
I like surfing.
Surfing's sick.
Cool. Yeah.
But like breakdancing, what are we doing?
Yeah, no, what is this? A middle school dance? I don't like
and I don't know how like that and even like skateboarding, like and like the X Games style like things, it's like it's all like subjective to those like individual like judges. Like there's no like
I mean, yeah, but that's the same with like figure skating and shit.
I think the Winter Olympics is better.
Yeah.
The snowboarding and the
skiing,
that shit's electric.
I don't, just because the summer has so much more variety and the basketball is always fun.
Oh,
if winter had snowmobiling, then yes, I would totally pivot.
And are all the NBA guys going to play
hockey? Which
I don't know. Sick. They should.
I don't think the NBA guys play anymore.
I know that. I hate that. But I think they will You have to. It's in the summer. It doesn't even interfere with anything.
I know, but they're all worried about their.
I think they will
their
because
contracts.
I mean they all played the FIBA thing last year.
Fine.
Not all of them, but like Ant played in it, and
Yeah.
it was still all NBA players for the most part, like on our team at least.
Yeah,
So I think they will.
yeah. The Olympics is tight. Olympics
Yeah.
is pretty
How
tight.
the fuck do we get on the topic about the Olympics in December?
How did we?
The summer ones.
Did
too.
either of you guys watch the World Cup?
Soccer?
No.
Mhm.
Fucking hate soccer.
No,
The
soccer
World Cup?
sucks.
No.
Well, I'll just.
I didn't.
Is
I don't-
it over? Like, isn't it like every 12 years?
It's every, I think, 4.
Yeah, I know it's every 4, but
I just know, and even America. I remember last time, whenever it was USA, we suck.
Yeah, well, I agree. Like if they get a little better, I think it'll have a lot more like buzz around it. But if they don't, it's just tough because like people in Europe, like Spain, England, France, they're just all way better. So it's like they obviously take it way more serious. The buzz around it there is crazy. Here, it's just like who gives a fuck? Even though the women's USA team is great, evidently.
Yeah, I'm gonna not comment on that.
But nobody watches the women's World Cup.
I'm gonna not comment on the women's side of things. But the last men's World Cup I watched was when Ivory Coast made a fucking random run. That was forever.
Who?
Yeah, Côte d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I hate soccer so much. I did find it funny last World Cup though when we fucking tied England or drawed, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
It is funny that England can't beat us at their sport.
Yeah.
I remember this now too. I remember why I fucking hate soccer. So if you bet a team, you don't push in soccer.
Correct.
You
Well,
fucking lose.
It's three
There's
ways.
a push option.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a push out.
But you have to bet the push.
You have to bet a draw,
Yeah.
or you bet a PK, which basically means draw no bet.
So that's like if you bet money line on someone and it goes to PKs and that team you bet money line on won, you don't win.
Yeah, it's 90-minute regulation bet.
That is so bad.
That is dumb.
That's how they make the money.
That is dumb.
Yeah.
Like I said, and that just proves my point. Like I hate watching it. I can't even bet on it.
Well, you can. You just didn't know what the hell you were betting on.
But I bet the team to win and they won the game.
Well, right, but they didn't win it in the first 90.
That's just that the game wasn't over.
Can you guys hear that?
Technically, yeah, okay, fair.
Hey,
Why? What's up?
You don't hear that in the background?
No, I do. Is that your refrigerator?
Yeah, my fridge has like fucking bubble guts. Sorry, I was.
They do
scared the
that.
fuck out of
That'll
me.
happen. That'll happen. Bubble gum,
Bubble
gut. Bubble gut fridge.
Soccer is very technical. Where
Oh,
is this Mike?
oh,
There he is.
you got internet.
Milf
What
Mike.
the fuck?
Why
Mike,
can't we
stop.
get him?
Milf Mike.
We were both pressing add to stage at the
that's
same
what it
time.
I was like, fuck. I heard Cam. I was like, just got off the phone with the internet people.
Oh shit!
And then I literally hopped on and saw Cam say, "Oh, I'm here though." Unlike Milf Mike. And I was like, "I'm getting on there."
Hey, it worked.
That's a new background, Mike. That's a nice picture.
Yeah, I know. Very very artsy.
It
I'm
looks
not
really
in my normal
good.
setup. I had to just leave the laptop on the docking station for work and just hop right in. So
Yeah.
What happened to your? Who do you have for internet?
I don't want to throw them under the bus on this program, but
Do it because they all.
it's not Mediacom, but Mediacom's still the worst.
It's Xfinity.
No, it's
Xfinity sucks. Heard it here first.
CenturyLink or AT&T?
They're
Whatever
all
CenturyLink's going by these days, that's what I have. But they change their name every 6 months,
Allegedly.
They do.
Yeah.
So
Nice. Well, now we can actually finally start the show. That Milf Mike
Yeah.
is here.
Yeah, we're 15 minutes in. Thanks for showing up.
fresh off a trip from Vegas. So I
Yeah, how
finally
was
got my
Vegas?
voice back from Sunday.
How'd you do betting in Vegas?
This would have been the fourth time in a row that I came up ahead, but I was an idiot after the Vikes game on Sunday. And I was like, there's no way the Eagles could just fumble 2 weeks in a row and just not show up. And lo and behold, they proved me wrong again. So shout out to the Eagles.
I was on the wrong side there too.
Yeah, but other than that, yeah, I played a bunch of blackjack, and then I don't know. I was flipping between virtual blackjack and hitting the tables, crazy ups, crazy downs, and then good win on Army on Saturday, -2.5 for the troops.
That was the worst push of my life on that game.
Dude, MGM had it at 2.5, and I was like, that half point's gonna matter because everywhere else I see it published is at 3, and I'm like, for that reason, I have to take Army.
I took the under 38, and there was that last second safety.
Oh, you had the 20. It was 27.5, right?
Or sorry, 28 was my under.
Ooh,
It was at 26, and I got pretty lucky. Well, not really. I mean, there was I had 2 touchdowns to give with 6 minutes, and I thought, wow,
no way, right?
I won. There's not having 2 touchdowns in this game, and of course, there's 2 touchdowns. And then they went for 2. They didn't get it. So I was still up 2 points. And then they marched down the field and got stuffed at the 1. And then the other guy runs it out of bounds for the safety with 2 seconds left to push the total. I know some people had under 27.5, which is one of the worst beats ever. It felt awful to push that game, but it is what it is.
Just a meaningless play at the end of the game. Where 27.5 is in the bag, even for the lowest under ever.
Stuffed at the 1.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. That was so loud.
Were you our only viewer?
No, I was trying again. I've been trying to retweet the stream on Twitter from the 10K Bets Con. I've had a hell of a time. I'm trying to sneak it in here while you guys are talking Army Navy, but sorry, continues on. Sorry.
I didn't have any money on it. I was pretty sad that Navy lost. But they'd never beat Army. But I always root for Navy because that's where all my family. That's where they went. But that game was awful. The triple option is so boring.
And yet it was so much better. Yet it was so much better than the Vikings game on Sunday. So
How was that?
I enjoyed myself thoroughly.
I don't believe you.
No, honestly, that stadium. No, it was so much fun. I mean, there's so many Vikings fans there. Even though I didn't see a touchdown or anything, the defenses were playing well. I didn't expect any offense. I was like, just hopefully Josh Jacobs doesn't run for 202 or we won't be able to stay in the game. But people were texting me during the game and they're like, Dobbs has got to get benched. And I was like, is it really that bad? After the past couple of weeks, I was like, I can't tell the difference. Bad quarterbacking is just bad quarterbacking. And I was like, it can't get much worse. Just leave him in there. And if JJ doesn't get hung out to dry though on that one pass, Dobbs finishes that game. That's the only reason he got taken out. Because
it was all his fault though. Such a bad fucking throw.
Yeah, Dobbs will never throw another. I don't think he'll ever throw another pass in purple unless Hall and Mullins get.
Yeah, he's the 3rd quarterback this week.
Yeah, he'll never throw a pass here again.
I kind of wanted him to get another start.
Are you out of your mind? No way.
No, I thought he was fine. He obviously the last 3 games he was terrible, no doubt about it, horrible. But those first couple of games, one, it was nice just to watch a versatile quarterback, somebody that can run, because I've never seen that in my life. As far as the fucking Vikings go. But yeah, I mean, I get it. He was terrible, but I liked how he played in that Atlanta game, and then. What was the other game?
The Saints.
The Saints. Yeah. So he had just a little bit of spark there for a couple of games. But yeah, I mean, I get why they're not going to play him now. I just liked seeing him run because I haven't seen it.
Couple things first of all, that was a honeymoon phase for one. I saw a couple people on Twitter, which is so hilarious. They're like, "This is Jeremy Lin 2.0." Which is so funny. And then second, they have tape on him. They figured him out now with our offense. And then third, this offense is not built for a quarterback like him. This offense is built for a quarterback like Nick Mullins or Kirk Cousins. Yeah. Nick Mullins is Kirk Cousins from Wish.com. So I think Mullins is a no-brainer.
No, it was probably the right choice to make. It was just fun watching a quarterback run for the times that he did. But you're right. I mean, once they figure they figure him out, it's he got locked down pretty good. And I think the Bears D is actually pretty good, but he did play terrible there. And maybe the Raiders D is okay, or just our offense sucks. I'm not really sure. What did you see, Mike?
It started in the Denver game when they just started blitzing him like crazy in the second half, and it's like, all right, teams have figured it out. And then the Bears did the same thing the next week, and then the Raiders didn't even need to blitz. There's like, yeah, Crosby, take on that double team, and then just still get to the quarterback. It's like sweet. So like the Raiders didn't even need to do change anything, and I don't know. Like, obviously, it's unfortunate because Max Crosby, I think, is the best defensive.
He's so
good.
good.
Like,
No.
Who do you want to say? Do you want to say Bosa? Do you want to say Watt? What do you? Let's say it. Let's hear it.
It's Micah Parsons.
Man,
he's been kind of cold.
He's been neutralized though.
Yeah.
Like
He has been lately, but like
no one stopped Crosby.
Micah, no one has stopped Crosby the past couple of weeks. What about Micah Parsons can take over a fucking game.
Well, I want to see
Max
those.
Crosby
Max Crosby kind of took over the game against the Vikings.
No, he didn't. It was
before he got hurt, he literally had the game in his hands.
I think he's a game time decision.
I don't know. I think Micah Parsons is better. Max Crosby's top. He's up there, but Micah Parsons for me is my top. That dude is fucking unbelievable.
Wow.
But
tough game.
Huh?
Tough game.
Yeah, that's bad. One of my favorite lines on Underdog this week, actually, for Pick'em is. It's a spicy one too. It has like the added bonus. Nick Mullins higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. I like that a lot. For some reason, I like it.
Yeah, I like that.
JJ's back. JJ is gonna go fucking insane this week because he's playing against his buddy Jamar Chase. do you see what Jamar Chase said today?
Yep.
He was asked if him and Jefferson were the two best wide receivers in the NFL, and he said, "No, I am the best wide receiver in the NFL." Which is so stupid because that's not true. And JJ is going to go nuclear.
I'd love to see it.
Is Eli Apple still a Bengal?
God, I hope so.
Yeah.
No, Eli Apple is on the Dolphins. Actually.
Yeah, no. Eli Apple is the last guy off the bench for the Dolphins right now because they have freaking Ramsey, Xavier Howard, and then they have another corner too that they just brought back who was there for a while. Can't think of his name.
Who's the
Byron Jones. Byron Jones. I think they brought him back.
What was the UFC hype in Vegas? Was there any, Mike?
Surprisingly, on Saturday, like after Army Navy, I was walking around. I was over at MGM, and there's like a group of like 6 guys just like all about it. But the rodeo was in town, so everyone was all about the rodeo.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And I was like trying to figure, I was asking people, I was like, so like, how do we bet on this rodeo? Can I go like over under 6.5 seconds on the bull? Or do I have to pick, there's this guy, I shit you not, one of the best cowboys there. His name was John Douche. And I'm like, can I just bet John Douche to win the bull riding or something? And so I'm like, I was looking for someone who could tell me how to bet it. And, they were all just there to drink and get fucked up and go to country concerts. And I was like, that's amazing.
That sounds fantastic.
What did they have anything for this coming weekend? Like for the big UFC this weekend? Like any kind of like hype up or I'm sure there's billboards, all that shit.
No, I sent a picture to you, Sammy, during the game on Sunday. Leon Edwards was up in the box at Allegiant Stadium. And the crowd got nice and hyped for that. So you can tell, well, as no surprise to anybody, Raider fans are big UFC and fighting fans in general.
Right.
They're always down to scrap.
Yeah.
And so you could tell they had a big standing out for Leon.
There'd be something, for the week leading up to it. Possibly the best card of the year. So it makes sense.
Patty the Baddie's fighting.
Was he really?
Colby Covington, Leon Edwards is fighting.
America's favorite UFC fighter, Colby Covington.
Yep. Shevkat. I don't know how you say his name. Shavkat. Something like that.
Every time I see his name, it reminds me of that dude from Rough and Rowdy, Shizat the Rizat.
Yeah. Who else is going? That's
I just had it pulled up.
Tony versus Patty. Yeah.
Patty fights Tony Ferguson. Alexander
Pantoja fights Royville, which is a great fight too. So
Bryce Mitchell.
Pantoja.
Cody Garbrandt is on the prelims.
Yeah, he's a mainstay on the prelims.
Why do I know that name?
He used to fight. He used to train with McGregor, I believe, and they have like very similar tattoos.
Where did he have a big fight at one point?
Probably he's had a couple. Like he was like he's always been a mainstay on fight night. Like when during the McGregor heyday, he was always getting fight nights because he was in the same like camp as McGregor, so everyone knew of him because of it. And then of course, like I don't know how close it is, but their tattoos are literally like almost identical between Garbrandt and McGregor.
It was because
for some weird reason.
Makes sense. He fought TJ Dillashaw twice.
Yeah, that's who
another mainstay, another prelims mainstay.
Yeah,
Garbrandt's been around forever.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the bets on this UFC card?
What did you say?
What are the bets on this UFC card? Who are we taking?
Oh, I have a big bet on Pantoja -190. That's a title fight. I'm not sure who I'm going to bet in the main event. This is like the co-main event is Pantoja. Part of me thinks Leon Edwards is going to win, but Colby Covington's a dog too. It's a pretty tough fight. I think Covington's like +130. Edwards is like -150. It's a tough fight, and I could definitely see it going either way, probably. Maybe get into some props there just because that's always fun. But my big bet is Pantoja. So,
how do we feel about Stephen Thompson winning?
Yeah, Wonder Boy, I think he might get killed.
Yeah. He's +475.
Yeah, I think he might get absolutely murdered. But honestly, you never know in UFC. You really never know. Like Sean Strickland was like +400 against Adesanya, that main event card not too long ago, and Strickland beat him like 4 rounds to 1. You'll see like just random upsets all the time. So you really never know. But then again, like most of the time you'll bet a +450 and he will die in like 25 seconds. So, it's just kind of the way it goes.
I'm not going to bet on it, but if I did, I would do Colby Covington to win.
He's definitely very solid. I saw Patty's like -300. I don't know.
Yeah. I love Patty, but I wouldn't put.
I don't know how. I mean, I know that Tony Ferguson is ass. I got it. He's very old. He's out of his prime. But Patty has not looked good in a few fights. Like he's looked bad. So I don't get the -300 there. That just seems like a lot of juice to pay for a guy that I think he's lost 2, if not 3 fights in a row. But yeah, that's a no touch. Yeah, I know Tony Ferguson is horrible though. So
Patty's, according to ESPN, Patty's won 6 in a row.
No,
he has because what was that last fight against? Was it Gordon? Yeah. Where he got the luck on the decision, and everybody was like, "No way, Gordon should have won."
Fighting fights like an underground fight club that
Patty hasn't lost since 2018.
No, that's true. But everyone, Sammy, you remember this, right? Like Gordon clearly beat him.
Yeah, I remember that one. But I thought
that was the last one. No, he took a break after that because they had to almost recover. They had to recover for the sanctity of his brand. They couldn't roll him back out there 4 months later because of that.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. That he should have lost that one.
He hasn't lost since 2018. Damn. But he also obviously I'm not a UFC guy. But I'm looking through this. He hasn't fought anyone.
No, I know. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Jordan Levitt. That dude sounds like a movie character.
I can't believe.
Not a real person.
So does Fantasia.
Sammy's
betting on it.
Pantoja's a dog. I have a 300 on that man. He is going through
Fantasia.
I'm pretty sure that is a movie. Like that's
sounds like
an old movie.
Some Disney Princess Fantasia or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who I'm thinking of is Meatball Molly.
That's
who I got mixed up with because those two are like best friends. You're right. Patty hasn't lost in a few years, but he hasn't played any. I just don't think he should have lost that Gordon fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I hate Colby Covington, I'm not a huge fan of him, but my like thing that I look for on every UFC card is just someone that's between plus 130 and plus 175. And I just look for a dog to just nuke. And it's something I like. I know names. I don't watch fights as religiously during this time of year, but like over the summer, obviously I'll watch every event. And yeah, unfortunately, I think Colby Covington's that one you got to bet on this time just because he has the best of the underdog odds. Like Edwards, he matched up really well with Usman, obviously, and that's why he is where he is. And I just think the matchup might be different this time.
I have a vendetta against Edwards too. When we were in Vegas in March, I had like a big UFC parlay, and it was when I think Gaethje was on that card, and he upset what's his name?
Yeah, Poirier.
Yeah. So Gaethje won, which was the underdog that I went with, and then I went with Usman to beat Edwards, and that fucked me out of like $2,000.
I'm pretty sure Usman was up like 4 rounds,
and then he grabbed someone grabbed the fucking cage.
Yeah, Edwards knocked him out in the 5th round out of nowhere.
Yep, he could have literally just like
danced around the ring
and let time expire. But he said after the fight, like that's not the way I play it. Like, and I guess I kind of commend him for it. But that's almost like Miami handing the ball off instead of taking a knee and fumbling the game away earlier this year. So same
thing. Yeah. No, it should be an awesome card though. It's pay-per-view, which kind of sucks. That you just have to buy it, or you can just illegally stream it, whatever. But
allegedly,
allegedly, of course. But yeah, no, it should be fun.
I gotta head to the studio soon because we're about to watch the Wild game there. But there's 2 more things I wanted to touch on. First, I wanted to get Mike's picks for bowl games this weekend.
Yes. I like Jacksonville State on Saturday. So there's 7 bowl games, I think, this weekend.
On Saturday, yeah.
On Saturday. I'm going to be betting all the games, but here's my 2 favorites are UCLA -4, Jacksonville State -2.5. And then I don't know if I can bet on New Mexico State. I know
I am because it's the New Mexico Bowl.
Yeah, and Fresno State's quarterback hit the portal, but I was like, man, I still have a sour taste in my mouth after watching New Mexico State's defense in the Conference USA Championship. So I'm like, but yeah, those are my 2 favorites out of the 7. App State -6.5 ain't bad either. I think it's a lot of the favorites on. Unfortunately, if I had to go with an upset, I'd say Ohio +3.5. But
Ohio, yeah, that Ohio team's not bad. They beat Iowa.
Oh yeah, they beat Iowa State.
Or Iowa State, yeah. Mm-hmm. That Howard Florida A&M game, that's not an FBS bowl, right? That's an
FCS. Yeah. But I count it.
NDSU Montana.
I'll bet on it. I'm gonna take. FBS. I mean, I don't know how you don't take Florida A&M in that one. They're 11-1, so it's like
that's what I'd say.
If you want, that's why I'm gonna add it to my card, count it because it looks like a pretty nice, easy dub.
Bowl games during the week next week though are weird. It's like one on Monday, one on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, but like Western Kentucky Old Dominion, the famous Toastery Bowl. God, I can't fucking wait for that one.
Yeah, that's the problem. This weekend, there's no good bowl game like names. Like they're all kind of lame.
Avocados from Mexico.
Lame. It's overdone.
What about next Saturday?
Yeah, but you can bet on them, Ren. So
what about the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl?
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's gonna be an awful game as well. I might just take the points because no one thinks Marshall's been gutted by the portal on their starting lineup at least.
What do you think that's where I have to do more. Notre Dame.
What's up?
What do you think about Riley Leonard and Notre Dame?
I think they still need to get some receivers, but that's good. I'm happy for it. I'm surprised to nobody when they said like he went non-contact into the portal. He already knew where he was going, and there was a couple of reports out there that he was going to Notre Dame, and I was like, sweet.
Yeah,
he's good. I always liked him at Duke. He got hurt, but watching him carve up Clemson on opening night was awesome. I think that'll be good, but you're right. They absolutely need receivers, or it's going to be a similar story this year. Is Estime staying?
No, I believe he's going. Yeah, because Notre Dame's loaded at running back, so I don't know why he would come back because I don't think his stock will ever be higher than it is right now.
I know
He's got a role as a goal line back in the league.
I know we'll probably talk before this, but is Drake May going to play in the bowl game?
I don't think so.
No chance. I don't think.
Is there
West Virginia should not be favored in any way, and they
is
are
their backup
favored.
good?
I mean,
I
I'd
don't know
assume
what
he's
that
still better than West Virginia's quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even with their backup right now, my biggest value would be just taking North Carolina money line. West Virginia is favored by 6.5 points.
Yeah, that's way too many points.
Have you seen that West Virginia team play this year?
Yeah, they're
Not good.
It's fucking horrendous.
Yeah,
This
Penn
is a
State
terrible
right? That was the West Virginia. We saw Penn State at the buzzer.
Yeah, that was fire.
That was awesome.
That week's tough for bowl games because that's like when they're firing off in the middle of the day.
And just bowl games are tough in general because you don't know which offense is kind of still intact or defense still intact. I mean, like everyone hits the portal and then you have no idea what's happening, and all of a sudden before kickoff a line moves 6 points and you're like, what the hell just happened? Like it's tough to bet on the bowl games. I would rather just take totals at that point.
True.
As opposed to just a side until you get to the college football playoff. Obviously, those games way easier to bet because you know what is expected from each team. These bowl games, though, I mean, total shit show in my eyes. Like I said, I would just take totals.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I think so. Bowls are already hard enough with just kids with extra time off or getting suspended, getting into trouble, whatever. And then, now with the portal, it feels like every other bowl team is missing their quarterback or missing their star running back or wide receiver. So I got to keep more tabs on that before I give my official picks. But obviously, I think my favorite pick of this whole bowl season is Arizona -3. Arizona -3 against Oklahoma in the Alamo Bowl might be my favorite because Arizona's so young. They're keeping all their pieces for next year. Like, this is just a huge step for momentum, step on the gas pedal into 2024. And Oklahoma's without their quarterback again. They do have a stud guy coming in, but it'll be his first start.
Yeah. What is it? Fafita? Is he starting?
Something like that. Yeah. Yep. I believe he's starting.
Mike, if you don't take Liberty plus 17.5, you're nuts.
I'm going to be there. Did I tell you that, Cam?
Yeah, but 17.5, that's a lot.
That's too many points.
I want to say that Liberty does not deserve to be on the same field as Oregon, but they're going to keep it within 17.5 because all of Oregon's players aren't going to play. Bucky's not going to play.
Yeah.
Bo's not going to play. The wide receiver might play, but probably
Liberty's going to win.
That Franklin guy? Yeah, I don't know.
Franklin.
That's what they said about Tulane last year against USC, and they fucking beat him. They beat the Heisman winner. So...
Yeah.
Liberty's
what about the most interesting bowl game to me is, all right, what's going to happen in Georgia versus Florida State? Like, Georgia's favored by 14 points, and Florida State is pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I don't know how many. Georgia shouldn't have a bunch of
I don't think Florida State's going to give a shit.
I genuinely hope Georgia kills them.
Like, just beats them by 70.
Florida State's going to try their asses off. I guarantee it. And Florida State they don't deserve to be in the playoff.
But yeah, that's what they're out to prove. And that's why I was like, I think it's going to be a close game. And because Georgia's offense is not good and Florida State's defense is. But one of the starting linebackers for FSU, after 4 years of playing there, decides now he wants to transfer after that. And it's like, what are you doing, man?
The committee got it right, man. Like
They did. Absolutely.
They did. But I mean, even if FSU beats Georgia, it doesn't. They don't prove anything. They don't prove anything. It doesn't matter because even if they beat Alabama, beat Georgia, it doesn't matter.
The FSU fans I saw on Twitter, they were freaking out because they were talking about like bad or good losses, right? And they were freaking out that Alabama got in because they lost to Texas. Fucking Texas is in. Yeah. That's so stupid. Florida State beat nobody. They beat LSU. That's it.
I was kind of surprised that Georgia didn't get in.
I'm not
at all.
I mean,
gotta
like,
win.
One lost team.
No, but it's too good. If you're not a conference champion, like this year, that was the deepest, I think, of the teams that could have got in, where there was 2 unhappy teams that probably could have gotten in most other years. But this year we finally had we had all 5 Power 5 conference champions with 1 loss or less, which has not happened in since the first year, I think.
I think Georgia would be favorited against Texas if they played.
Probably. But I would rather put Texas in for being a conference champion who has a win over another team that's on the playoff. After the selection show, and it was plus 280, 250 when I looked at MGM when I was out in Vegas, because I was just going to throw all my cash at it before I left. And I was like, let's take something home.
I know people are pretty high up on Texas, but Washington has yet to crumble.
Home game for Texas in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, that is true. That's tough.
I think they're going to get smushed.
But when Penix throws the deep ball to his wide receivers, nobody in the country is stopping that.
Guys, Texas won the college football playoff already. Home game against Washington. The championship is in fucking Houston.
Yeah.
It's over.
That's why they're going to win.
It's over.
The Michigan game, though, that is, I know we're trying to wrap up, but this Michigan game is the trappiest of trap lines ever. Because all of the money is on Alabama. And I'm just like, I'm putting Alabama money line. That's what I would That's what I would do. But when I get closer, I am going to just bet Michigan. And for no reason whatsoever, besides I just know that it's a trap. And I don't think Michigan's better than Bama. I don't think they should beat Bama, but they're going to. I think this is the year.
I think that's going to be one of the best, weirdest games all year. It's just such a weird matchup. And I think it's just going to be one team's going to control the game the whole time. And then a team like Alabama, I could see swinging it back. And then it's just going to be who has the ball last almost. I feel like Michigan's going to be up 21-7 at halftime or something. And somehow the game's going to end 36-34 or some wild bullshit.
I just don't want that to end with people saying JJ McCarthy actually might be a good quarterback and the Vikings should take him. I don't want to come out of the playoff at all with any JJ McCarthy draft hype. That's the one thing I don't want, because I think he's literally the beneficiary of a good run game. And
what about Michael?
Vikings don't have a good run game. No, he is torn multiple ACLs in college. That is not a recipe for success in the NFL.
Sounds like a Viking already. I love it.
Do we have anything else?
Oh, Cam, did you give your gopher take yet?
Oh yeah, we got to talk about basketball.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about your horrible gopher take.
We got to make it quick because I do have to go. We were texting in the 10K Bets group chat last night, and I was doing some research because I'm always researching college basketball because I'm a nerd. The Gophers, you heard it here first. I genuinely think the Gophers are going to make the NCAA tournament. Hear me out. Beginning of the year, I absolutely sewered them. And I will be the first to admit I was wrong. What are we now? 8-2, right? Let me fact check that because we just had a game.
8-3.
So you have 2 non-conference games left. You host Ball State and you host Maine. That Maine team's actually kind of frisky, but we should win both of those games. So then you're 10-3 going into Big Ten play. The Big Ten this year is fucking bad, real bad. Michigan, bad. Michigan State, for the first time in my life, is horrible. They're going to be an NIT team. I don't think they're making the tournament. Tom Izzo is going to be golfing in April. It's going to be weird, or in March. But you start off Big Ten at Michigan. I still think we might lose that game. Home against Maryland, win. Maryland's been atrocious. At Indiana, that's a close one, but we might win that. Home against Iowa, win. At Michigan State, if they continue to play, win. Home against Wisconsin will be close. Not saying they'll win, not saying they'll lose, but that'll be close. And then at Penn State, win. All they have to do, though, I'm not even asking for a winning record in the Big Ten. If you go 10-10 in the Big Ten, that gives you a 20-13 record, and that's a bubble team right there. Get the team in Dayton. They might go 10-10 in the Big Ten.
That's a crazy take to have, just coming off of 2 games against Florida Gulf Coast and IUPUI, where we look decent. You want to talk about the Nebraska game? Fine. That's
where it stems from. It stems from Nebraska. It also stems from, we still lost by 10 at Ohio State, but it stems from the comeback that they had. They almost came back and won that game.
Yeah.
But it does.
I don't know if this team can win on the road. Like I think
That's
all
why
these
I'm
games
saying you don't
on the road. I don't.
like to go 10-10. Technically, don't have to win on the road.
But you have to win. That means you have to beat a ranked Wisconsin team at home, which
Right.
that I don't know. So
they can beat Iowa on the road for one. Iowa's bad. Northwestern just lost to Chicago State too. By the way, Chicago State's like 327th in Ken Pong. Now,
embarrassing. That Bowie guy had like 44 points or something.
Bowie. He's hilarious. But this week in college basketball is a crapshoot. It's finals week, and there's always shit like that, so I don't really look into it much. Like Creighton just got sewered by UNLV.
Yeah.
But there's two really good. There's one very good team in the Big Ten, and that's Purdue. And then now I would say only two because Northwestern's not a really they're not a good team anymore. Illinois and Wisconsin are the other two good teams, and then the rest of the teams are just meh. The Big Ten sucks.
I don't know. I just think that I don't think they can win on the road, and that's why I'm not ready to jump on the train yet, Cam. Like, but if they get a ranked dub like against Wisconsin in late January, then like all bets are off. Like you're right. Like, the Big Ten's mediocre, but I'm not going to make any judgment until that Wisconsin.
Put it this way: if we start Big Ten play 3-0, are you in?
No,
they're gonna have. They have
at
to
Michigan,
be,
home
they have
against
to be
Maryland,
one of
at
those
Indiana.
top Big Ten teams. If they have a 10-10 record against what you say a shitty Big Ten conference, and they're a bubble team.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not. The selection committee is going to be like, well,
they will get in.
Who they
beat all these shitty teams at home.
They will get in because you look at the past couple of years when there's bubble teams from the ACC, which has been historically shitty the past couple of weeks. Always a bubble team from the ACC gets in. It'll be the same with the Big Ten. They can't. As biased as this sounds, the NCAA tournament committee will never ever have an NCAA tournament where there's only like 4 or 5 teams from the Big Ten. There'll always be at least 6.
Gotcha.
One of their bubble teams will get in.
Except we'll be like a 12 seed.
Real quick.
Yeah, we'll go to Dayton. I'm fine with that. That's making the tournament.
Who do you have? If you were to pick 2 teams, national championship futures, who do you have?
Arizona.
Not Arizona. Sorry.
I like them and UConn.
I didn't mean to jump down your throat on that, but not Arizona because I don't believe in Caleb Love. Caleb Love is playing great right now. He's defending way better than he was last year. But Caleb Love, when it comes down to it, I can't trust Arizona until I see how he plays in February and in conference tournament play. Right now, I would say UConn looks fucking great. And really good. And then honestly, I would say Kansas. The thing that scares me with Kansas though is they have 4 really good players, and I don't know about the rest of their team. Someone needs to step up. You can't win 6 games in March with only 4 good players, but Bill Self's different. So I would say Kansas and UConn right now. Purdue, I'm out on Purdue.
Yeah, I don't know how you can be in on Purdue. I mean, they're going to look great during the regular season, and then they're going to do what they do in March. And while we're giving future picks, the 14th ranked team in the country right now, the Kentucky Wildcats. Just get them trending up. Just get them trending up.
Yeah,
with those studs.
Would you throw Marquette a bone?
Yes, I was just about to mention Marquette. That team is all around good. Tyler Kolek's a fucking savage.
He's so good.
Marquette is probably going to be a Final Four lock for me, depending on how the bracket breaks out. And there's still a long ways to go. Kentucky, you mentioned Kentucky. They're too young. I think
they always are. They're always young.
Yeah, I just think they're too young. Also, did you see the stat? Since 2004, for whatever reason, the top 12 in the Week 6 poll, at least one of those teams has won the championship every single year.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the Kentucky's 14, they're up.
Nah, it's all right. That thing's fake.
Nah.
Nah.
I don't know. I love college basketball, obviously, but I love it this year a lot because there's so much parity. No one has any clue. Arizona might lose on Saturday. They play.
I don't know. Their starting 5 is so good.
Great game on Saturday. Arizona.
Their starting 5 is insane. But you're right. I mean, it's all about depth. Yeah. And if you have a shit bench, you just, as Cam said, it's tough to win 6 games with a shit bench.
Mm-hmm. You guys have plans on Saturday?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sit in front of your couch and watch college basketball. It is probably the best day of the whole year. It's fucking insane.
Cam, there's so many sports on that we can't just dedicate it to college basketball.
Yeah, I can.
Mike, you missed it. We already talked about this a little bit.
I can. I'm here to bring the heat. All right. I'm here to bring the college basketball. You have
will you have more than 3 plays?
No, because keep it simple, keep it smart.
Okay.
But you have Baylor, Michigan State. You have Kansas, Indiana. You have Arizona, Purdue, North Carolina, Kentucky, Alabama, Creighton, and NC State, Tennessee. Those are all bangers.
There's only really a few of those.
The Purdue, Arizona is going to be a heater.
What time is the Purdue, Arizona game?
Purdue, Arizona is, I got it right here.
Is it like afternoon?
3:30, streaming live on Peacock.
Oh, that's perfect. Right after the Vikes game's done.
Yeah.
What's that middle NFL game on Sunday?
Probably shit. So what you should do is you should watch Arizona, Purdue, and then
I'll be watching that.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that middle NFL game is garbage.
And then you can watch North Carolina, Kentucky.
Exactly. That's what they start at 4:30. 4:30. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, no, exactly. Like I'm at a Christmas party on Saturday all day. They're having a keg and the game's on, and it'll be awesome. So
happy birthday, Jesus. Let's drink beer and watch college basketball.
That's right.
It's awesome. But anyone else got? I'm taking Vikings money line Sunday, and I put a future on the Indiana Pacers to win at plus 15,000.
I'm going to take the plus 3.5. I do think they win, but if they lose, I'd like to have those points. I like the Vikings. I mean, I feel like that might be a little biased, but I think they could win. So that's what we're going with. As far as anything else, just the UFC Saturday for me. Three plays with Cam. I'll be taking all 3 of them per usual. And then I think that's it. That'll be it until Sunday. Well, I'm sure I'll have soccer, but you guys don't want to listen.
You're not betting on bowl games?
Probably won't.
I want to. Like Mike, I know I told you I wanted to bet on all of them, but I just don't know if I can ruin the mojo that I have. I have a 61% winning percentage right now. I just feel like I'm going to fuck it up if I go off the grid.
Also, there's so much uncertainty with the bowl games. I feel like I don't have a good read on them, and it's likely just throwing away money. I'm probably not even going to watch them. So, therefore, I'm just not going to bet on them.
The early ones are goofy. They are.
And you literally have to put in the work. You literally have to be up to date on who's playing and all that. Stuff. It's hard for me to like project like what I did last year. I literally posted my picks like hours before the beginning of the day, and it's like sometimes you don't get information on who's playing until an hour and a half, 2 hours before the game, and it's like
that's what.
Wish I would have known that this morning.
Bowl games, especially, but that's happened with me in college basketball a couple times. One I can remember off the top of my head is I had Illinois to cover at home because everyone was saying Tyler Kolek's probably not going to play. Like he's hurt, he's not going to play. He fucking plays, and I guarantee you he was never injured. Like he looked perfect. And I got shit on. College sports are like that, man. It sucks. Yeah. But it's still fun.
Right on.
All right, I gotta go to the studio.
Peace.
Blessings.
Take care, everybody.
Blessings and riches. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next week.